subqueries. What else? Window functions. Anything else? No. Okay. Which type of subqueries? Self-contained and correlated. Self-contained further had two types: ordinary and where do we like where do we write in line? Where condition and ordinary. Which all window functions? Aggregated, rank, lag, and peak. Okay. Guys, please. Okay, so everyone revised these three topics. Yeah, clear with this? Okay. So today, what topics we'll be looking at is, let me see, we will be looking at case statement. We'll be looking at CTE. We'll be looking at view and stored procedure. Yeah. Starting with case statement. So case statement is similar to if function in Excel. Right? So let me show you the syntax. The syntax is case, then you will say when, then you will give the condition, or I should say logical test. After that, value of true. Then what? True value will be then, else you need to give false value, and you need to say end. So this is your same as case statement is same as if function in Excel. Okay? So I'll be using it to give the conditions. Select star from PBL order. Now let's see in case of categorical variable, what I want to do is I want to give the codes to the categories. Okay? Suppose example, technology is 1, office supplies is 2, furniture is 3. I want to give the labels to these categories. Let's say category code. Okay? So I will say select star, comma, and I will say case. Then after that, I will say when. Now my condition, logical test. What is logical test? I will say a dot category equals to technology. Then what? True value. I want to give the label as 1. I can give a text label also. Then 1. Okay. Then we have the else part. So I don't want to directly jump to the else part. Nested, if you remember, right? I want to have, if I have multiple conditions in a single column, categorical column, I will be using multiple when statements. Okay, so I will say then 1, then again when category equals to office supplies, then true value should be 2. Then only one category is left, which is what? Furniture. Else 3 end. And this is an entire new column, which I will name it as, let's say, cat underscore labels. Clear? So if I execute this, you are able to see my labels over here. I have assigned the labels for each category. Clear? Now this can help you in performing custom sorting. How you can perform custom sorting? Now you can perform custom sorting. How you can perform custom sorting? 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 How you can perform Let's say you want to have tech at the top, right? So you can give that as one. So I can say I'm simply copying this and pasting it over here. So whatever you want to display, this is for display purpose only. Okay? So I can say यहाँ पे sorting. So I can simply say order by. I can use alias name, cat labels, ascending. Let's say. Okay? So my data set will be sorted in ascending order. Right? This is one way. Now I told you that this is just to display. If you want to display the cat labels, if you don't want to display the cat labels, what you can do is simply just copy this. Control X, remove it. Order by this. So done. And you can say over here, by default it is ascending. Let's say I want to sort it in descending order. So this will also work. Because now since you're not defining, because order by is executed after select, you're not defining your variable, you're just directly doing the custom sorting. So that can be done directly. Just write a case statement in the order by. So now you're not able to see the category labels, but if you see, it is sorted in descending order. Furniture at the top, it is 3, office supplies is 2, and cat is, so tech is 1. Clear everyone? How to use case statement to perform custom sorting? Anyone having any query in the case statement till this point? Online guys? No? That's one of the use case. It's just remember it's simply as if function in Excel, case statement in C. ठीक है? I'll tell you the other use cases, but इतना clear है सबको? Online guys clear or not till this point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Aditya?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Yeah. ठीक है. So this is like how you can basically give the labels. Like you give values in a function. Similarly, you can give the values in case statement also. Okay. Now, what I want to do is, let's say now I'm saying I have a question for you guys. Ki, uh, yes, yes. I'm saying display the sales, total sales, guys, please, of each category in separate columns for each customer. Is question clear to everyone? Like, for example, if you remember pivot tables, in pivot tables, if I put category in the columns, what will happen? I will have 3 columns, one for the technology, one for the office supplies, and one for the furniture. So I'm trying to get, and here I have in the rows, I have what? Customer name. So unique customer name and their total sales in each of the categories. Okay? I want to have this format. So what will I do is over here, I will say select start from table order as A. Okay? That's basic one. I want to have what A dot customer name, and then I'm saying case when, then condition is what? A dot category equals to, let's say, technology, technology. Then what should be the output? What should be the true value? What of sales? It will be, yeah, correct, A dot sales, right? Okay, and I am saying end. I'm not giving any uh false value over here. Okay, and as I'm saying tech underscore sales. Okay. Now, if I want to apply aggregation on this for each customer, I have to apply aggregation outside the case statement. So this will be my aggregation. The entire case statement will be inside the sum function or any aggregate function. Similarly, I can have the furniture. Then I can just simply with the for underscore sales, comma one more time. I can have it is office supplies. So here, let's say OS sales. Is it correct? Group by. These are aggregated columns. Non-aggregated, this will go into group. So group by A dot customer name. I have basically created a cross tab over here. Now I'm able to understand which customer has bought from which category very clearly, right? What's the total amount for that particular customer in that particular category? If you don't want null, what you can do is you can give the else part. So I can say then else, this true value else, false value is 0. So it will return you 0 for the text sales for the null values. See, clear? So when you want to derive a column based on conditions, for that purpose, you'll be using a case statement. Clear? And you will be using the aggregated functions outside the case statement. Literally, the case statement will be inside the aggregated functions. So this was the case statement in SQL. Anyone else having any query from the online regarding the case statement? So this is how you're going to use it in terms of continuous variables along with the categorical variables. Okay? I can get the same thing using group by. See, I can say select a star from table order as A, and I can say यहाँ पे A dot customer name and A dot category and sum of A dot sales as total sales group by these combinations. Done. It is also giving me the same thing. But now it's up to you how you want to represent your data or your report. That's for that you're able to create a separate column, right, based on conditions. This is also giving the same values, just by forgetting the nulls.
तो विंडो फंक्शन की यूज किया
हाँ, यहाँ पे विंडो फंक्शन की कोई जरूरत नहीं है.
तो केस वन के तरह जो आंसर आया रैंक नंबर देके भी तो ऑर्डर कर सकते
रैंक नंबर देख के ऑर्डर बाय क्यों करना है? मेरे को रैंकिंग थोड़ा देनी है यहाँ पे. आई जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि which customer has bought from which particular categories.
हैं फर्स्ट केस आपने बताया
हाँ.
जो 1 2 3 आपने दिया
Hmm.
1 2 3
This is label.
that's it
You will be giving ranking on the basis of a continuous column. This is labeling with the categorical. Okay. So this can be done using this. It's just that if you want to derive columns for each of the categories, you have to go with case one statement. Okay. Okay. Online guys, any query regarding the case one statement? If you understand the if function very well, it's that basically it's the same. If you have multiple conditions inside a single variable, you can use multiple when statements in that case, inside a single case statement. Online guys, let me know clear or not till this point. And I would like the online guys to be a bit more responsive.
So can you execute again? I have
Which
a
one?
question. I have a question to display the total sales of each category.
I am saying display the total sales of each category in separate columns for each customer. So I wanted to have a separate column for each of the category, like tech ke liye separate column, furniture ke liye separate column, which is not possible without giving the conditions over here.
And then, sir, when we execute, why here? So null, sir.
Sorry, Aditya, I didn't get it. Which one?
We execute करने के बाद null show क्यों कर रहा है furniture और office?
ये null ये just इसलिए शो कर रहा है क्योंकि मैंने यहाँ पे देखो टेक सेल्स में 0 शो कर रहा है ना, क्योंकि मैंने यहाँ पे एल्स में 0 दिया है. जैसे इफ फंक्शन में होता है ना वैल्यू फॉल्स, वैसे मैंने यहाँ पे एल्स पार्ट नहीं दिया ना कि अगर एल्स नहीं है तो नल आएगा.
Okay, sir.
मैंने एल्स वैल्यू प्रोवाइड ही नहीं करी है यहाँ पे.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. So this was case statement. So remember, the gist of this is when you want to derive a column based on conditions, you will be using case statement for that. Okay. That's a use case. We will see that. Huh? So what I have done over here, I have derived 3 new columns. Huh? So for that, I will be using case statement based on conditions. If you have column based on conditions, you will be using case statement. अगर condition नहीं है तो वैसे derive हो जाएगा. But if you have specifically conditions for that, guys, please maintain silence. Specifically, if you have conditions for that, तुम वहां पे जाके बैठे नहीं स्विच स्विच
ऐसा को कुछ
okay so this was the case statement then next we have is a CTE. CTE is basically common table expression. Okay. So if I tell what a CTE, why we need to use CTE. So let's say first thing is helpful in breaking down the complex queries in multiple outputs. Okay. Second point, uh, the set is result set storage is temporary. The result set, or I can say output. Third point, it's not a database object. It's not a database object. That means it does not make any permanent changes. Okay. Then fourth point, CTE is written before the select statement. सब क्वेरी में क्या होता है? सब क्वेरी इज रिटन आफ्टर द सिलेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. सीटी में क्या होती है? सीटी सेलेक्ट स्टेटमेंट से पहले लिखी जाती है, बिफोर द सेलेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. फिफ्थ पॉइंट यहाँ पे, once a CTE is created, it has to be immediately referred by the select statement. Otherwise, it will be discarded. It is discarded. Yeah. I'll explain all these points. Syntax of CTE. So it starts with, then you will say CTE name. I should say CTE underscore name one. Then I will say as, and I will write my select query. Then CT underscore name two as, and again I'll be writing my select query. Like this, I can have n number of CTs. Okay. So this is the syntax. Now let's see each of the points that I have mentioned over here when I say helpful in breaking down the complex queries into multiple outputs. Also increases the readability of the code. So again, same table I have. Let's say select from table order. Okay. So what question I can frame over here? Let's say question can be, okay, it can be, let's say, display the total sales of the customers who have either purchased from the top two products or top two categories. Okay. So if I, let's say this is my complex query, although this one is simple, but let's understand this is a complex query. in the output, I want to have what? Customers and their total sales. But which customers I want? Either they should have purchased from the top two products or top two categories. So I need these for filtering, correct? So what I will do, I will store these in a CTE. Basically, I will store these output in a CTE. So I will create a CTE for that. So I will say, what's the syntax with then CTE name. CTE name be, let's say I'm giving top two underscore prod. Okay? And then I'm saying as, and I'm writing my query. So it says select star from TBL order as A, and I am saying A dot product sum of A dot sales group by A dot product and order by sum of sales as, let's say, total. I can say order by what? Total underscore sales in descending order, and which product I want? Top two. If I execute this, this will return me what? Top two products, right? And their sales. Okay. Comma. Then CTE2, I'm giving the name as top two underscore cat, and as, and I'm giving again, I'm writing the select query for the top two category. I'm saying A dot category. So this should give me top two categories. Yeah. So what I'm doing is ideally my output is if I have a very complex problem, let's say कोई बहुत complex problem है जिसको मेरे को 5-6 output में store करने हैं, उसकी जो output है store करने हैं 5-6 queries में, तो I will write a CT for that. ठीक है, then I will use it inside the select statement. ठीक है, so what I have done, I have created a CT. ठीक है, but if I execute this, it won't be executed alone. It will show you error. Okay, it has to be executed with the select statement. Okay. Now, so again, first point is clear. Helpful in breaking down the complex queries into multiple outputs, and whichever output you want to use among them, you can use that in that particular select query, select statement. Okay, that CT is written before the select statement. That is also clear. Now, fifth point, if a CT is created, it has to be immediately referred by the select statement, and otherwise it will be discarded. Okay. So let's say what I'm doing is I am saying now over here, I'm saying select, and I'm saying hello. Okay. And I'm executing it with the select statement. What is the error? Common table expression defined but not used. That means I had defined my CTE, but I did not use it in the select statement immediately. Have I referred to the CTE over here? Any CTE? No. That is why this point makes sense. It has to be immediately referred by the select statement, otherwise it is discarded. So right now my CTE is what? Discarded. Even let's say select star from, I am saying top or top two underscore cap. Okay. So even if I execute it like this, still it will return me an error because I am not immediately referring to the CTE top two cat just immediately after it is finished or completed, because I have a select statement in between which is not referring to the CTE. Clear? So if I just comment it out and if I execute this with the select statement, see, I've got my output. Yes or no? Okay. I can use this as a table also. Okay, but I'm not using this as a table. Let's select star from what? ABL order as A. And I can say what I need. What was the question? Total sales of the customers. So I will say what? Yeah. Yeah, I'll be using it for filtering purpose. Basically, I'll be using CTE to solve my query, whatever my question is. So you have to break down A dot category, not category, customer name and sum of A dot sales as total sales from ticket. Where I will say A dot category in select star from top two underscore cat as B. So what was the problem with the subquery earlier? That in subquery I can have only a single column. right? But in a CT, I can have a table stored as output, and I can use a particular column from that table, result set, from that result. So I can say p dot, and what column I'm having over here, category. Okay, let's say, and I can say or a dot product in select. It's not necessary that you need to use everything. Select star from top, from top. What's the name? Top to underscore prod. As let's say C, and I will say C dot product. Okay. Group by A dot customer name. So I have 16 customers who have among the 20 customers who have bought among the either the top two categories or top two products. Clear? If I want to see key and both of these, let's say top two products which are among the top two categories, right? The analysis changes over here. So I can simply, so there are 8 customers who have bought the top among, basically who have bought the top two products among the top two categories. Clear? Which one? The analysis part. If I say or, so either the customer has bought from the top two product or the top two categories. Okay? But when I say and, that means ki in the category should be among the top two and the product should be also among the top two. Okay? So that's what and means. But ultimately, the point is when you want to break down your complex queries into multiple outputs, and so see, it's readable. If I try to do the same thing using a subquery, it can be done using a subquery, but my this select statement will be a bit messy in terms of understanding the code because I'll be writing these select statements in the subqueries. So let's say if you have 5 to 6 queries, subqueries, not subqueries, 5 to 6 outputs which you need to store temporary purpose to understand the question. You will be going with what? CTs, not subqueries. Okay? अगर 2-3 breakdown है तो you can go with subqueries in that case. If more than that, just simply create a CT for that. I can, yes, as a table. Depends ki what I have over here. I have a table. I can, if I just keep a column over here, so I will just consider it as a column. Okay. In case of what? Okay. I am saying if you have multiple, like if I have very complex query, right? Key first you need to filter from some other table, then also check from the other table which are the top two products or top two cities or top 5 customers. And then you need to combine all of this for filtering purpose in a single select statement. So better like you create a CT for that. For the yeah, so if you have 2 conditions or 3 condition max and they're not very complex, you can simply go with subqueries in that case. Okay. But ultimately it is doing what? Just helping in breaking down the question, and it increases the code readability. So you understand just by reading at the name of the CTE key what it is having in the output, right? Top two product, top two categories, which is not possible with subqueries, right? You have to understand the code to see key what all output it is giving. Yes, you can go with CTE. Yeah, so it's a select statement ideally, no? So temp result set is temporary. That means ki it is not taking up any space in the database. Like tables, those are permanent changes. So it is like select statement just touches the data. CTs also stores the data for the temporary purpose, temporary storage time. Till the time you are just performing this query. Okay, it's not a permanent change. So for permanent changes, we have view over here. CT is just temporary result set storage. No, the output is not. So you won't be able to see this output anywhere in the database objects. Guys, clear with the CTE part? Everyone? Online guys, any query regarding the CTE part? Uh, but in CT, you can even store a table in the, you can have basically have a result set in the form of a table, but which is not possible with subquery. Okay. Online guys, let me know clear or not. Obvia?
Yeah, it's little clear.
Okay. Then next we have is a view. Okay. So view is nothing but if I tell what is a view, and so it's a virtual table. It's the virtual table in the database. Yeah. Or I can say, or I can, or it's a compiled query. So now from view, stored procedure, we'll be learning cursor, view, stored procedure, cursor, and triggers. All these are topics which needs to be taken care by data engineer, not you, right? But these are asked in the interviews, so you need to have understanding of it, what they do. Okay? But you need to understand, you need to very thorough till case when statement and CTE. Okay? From now onwards, you'll be understanding some advanced concepts, like which are asked in the interviews, but these are basically used by data engineers only. It's a virtual table in the database or it's a compiled query stored in the database. Okay. Again, view is a what? It's a database object. Any changes affecting the view will also affect the base table, base or physical table in the database from which view is referred, okay? Or vice versa. That means if I've created a view of a table, so see, view is ideally what? It's a virtual table. When I say it's a virtual table, that means ki this table, it's a database object. That means this exists in the database, but it does not take up any space in the database. Because ideally, whatever physical tables are present, view is basically referring those tables, and uh, it is a query which is stored in the database. So whenever I call a view, it is basically executing that query in the backend, and it is picking up the data from the physical tables present in the database. So it ends up taking no space in the database, right? Okay. So okay, now this point, any changes affecting the view will also affect the physical table. Now this point you need to remember. Let's say you have created a view of a table. Now, if you make any changes in that in this table, like if you insert a record, if you update a record, or you change the data type, everything, anything you will do, that will those changes will automatically happen in the physical table to which the view is referring to. So you are not even given. So you have to basically you need to have a permission to create a view. You need to have a permission to make changes in a view also. So even if you're given access to a view, you are ideally given read-only access. Okay, that is the reason. You sorting and filtering are not permanent changes that you are doing. I'm talking about the permanent changes. View is called using the it's called using the select statement. Okay. And what else? Any changes affecting the view will also affect the base table. View is called using the select statement. Okay. So select statement we are writing inside the view after creating a view. when we are creating a view now, we are telling the view for which data we want to create a view. We'll see that. Okay, so it is called using the select statement. Okay, so this is what we have. So now let's see the syntax again. So select. Okay, one more thing over here. So what's the use case of view? Views basically created for security of data. For example, row level / column level security. What do you mean by that? Row level or column level security? So again, let's say I need to sales, let's say sales or sales department has asked for the data. Okay, sales department data, right? So that sales department data will also contain a column which is salary of the employees, right? Which cannot be shared with the employees. So what I will do is in the select statement, I will perform the subsetting in which I won't have the salary column, and I will create a view of it, and I will give the access of that view to the sales department, not the actual table. Okay, this is column level security. Let's say now this is one example. Second example is, let's say I have 4 regions. Now I need to share the data of the sales, let's say, to each regional head, north head, south. So what I will do is I will filter the data for the south. I will create a view of it and will give the access to the south regional head. For the north region, what I will do, I will filter the data for the north region and basically will create a view of it and will give the access to the north region head. So for security reasons, so that no one person can have the access to the entire data. And they are having the data access to the views, not the actual tables. Okay? So that is why view is useful in for data security, which gives us row level or column level security. So for example, let's just select star from TBL order as A. Let me execute this. Now what I want to do is, let's say I just want to share the data for the tech category. So I will say where A dot category equals to technology. Okay? This is what kind of data I'm having. Only tech data. So I want to share the data only for this tech. What I will do is I will say, so how we used to create table name and then as, right? Not as, create table name and the column name. So if you want to create a view, you will say create view and the name of the view. So I will say tech underscore data and I will say as, and this is my select statement. Okay. Bootcamp me, I want to create this view. Command completed successfully. Okay, so let me just refresh and let me go to, you can see the section over here, views. If I expand this, you are able to see tech data. Okay. Now, how can I access a view? Using the select statement. Like I am accessing the tables, I will access the views. So I will say select star from tech data. Now with this, only with this data, if I want to perform join of some other table, that can also be done. I can give the alias name as a over here as a and inner join or some join the other table name, and I can perform the join also. Okay, this is one thing. So I can access the view like this. Now, whatever we were able to perform on a table, we can perform in a view also. So let's say if I say update, okay, update table name is tech data. I'm updating a view, so it will also affect my base table. Set category equals to technology. Where category is technology. So if you guys understand what I'm doing is, basically I don't want to change my data, just to show you I am making this in uppercase. ठीक है, यहाँ पे तो ये filter कर लेगा ना text को, simply because it is case insensitive. So what will it will do? It will only it will make this tag as uppercase, or let me say where category equals to or let me go with product in that case, no? ठीक है, यही कर लेते हैं. कोई बात नहीं, done. 11 rows affected, there were 22 rows. ठीक है, if I say select star from tech data, ठीक है, ये तो मेरा view है. If I say select star from TBL order, it is also affecting my base table. Clear? So whatever you were able to perform on a table, you can perform on a view, from adding a new column to inserting a record, deleting a record, dropping a record, or dropping the table. All of these things can be done. So like you used to drop a table, drop table, table name. If you want to drop a view, you will say drop view and view name. Clear? That it's a virtual table. So इसकी जो query है वो stored है database में. So it is not taking up any space. क्योंकि it is referring to the physical table ना. Every time I execute a query, it is referring to the base table. That is why.
You say it's row level and the column level, security level. So there are two commands, not and deny.
No, not that.
They are not there.
They are different things. They are basically to give you the permission to create a view, or to not create a view, or to create a table. So there are different kind of permission. You require different permission to create a table, different permission to create a view, right? So those are different things. I'm able to create a view over here because I'm doing it in my local server. So I am the admin over here. That is why. Okay? So whatever you were able to perform on a table, alters, command, update, delete, insert, you can all of these drop, truncate, everything can be performed on a view also. So if you used to say, let me say drop table name, I will say drop view, and I will say tech underscore data. My view will be dropped. Done. So if I refresh, not tables, views, there is no view. Right? Just replace the table keyword with the view keyword, and everything is same. Let me just execute. So let's say this is what I'm creating this view again. If you want to alter this view, you can say alter view tech underscore data. And what else after that? As, and you can write your select query over here. Okay. I am saying as technology and a dot product equals to, let's say, accessory. What do we have? Accessories. So now this will have the data for what? Where category equals to technology and the product is accessory. I'm updating my view, alter view. This is how I will update my view, update my table. Then if I say select star from tech data, see, so I've updated my view. See, what will happen is, if you want to update your view every time you want to be creating a new view for that, correct? Because then there will be a lot of views in the database, and you'll be confused which one you need to refer to. So always update your view, like the same view. If you want to make any changes to it, so don't create a new view for that. Okay, so this is what view is. Clear, everyone, with the view? How you can access it using the select statement. No, it does not take up any space. Huh. You, for creating a view, you need a permission for that. You need to have a permission for that. Ideally, this is done by data engineer. He will create a view of it. Of that, if you have a request of some data, he will create a view of it and will share the access of the view with you. And that access will be only read-only access. You won't be able to do any permanent changes over there. Okay. Yes. So whatever this your output is, right? One second. Just right click and save result as CSV. Okay. All right, guys. Any doubt regarding the view part? So if you know this much also, and the basic understanding of that is enough to enough for the interview. Okay. Online guys, clear or not about the view? What is a view? Guys, let me know clear or not. Online guys. Just have understanding of it. Priyanka, what about you? Clear or not about the view part? Offline guys, clear with the view part? At the back, clear? Okay. ठीक है. Then we have a stored procedure. So stored procedure, why you use stored procedure? Okay. So when you have a repetitive task to perform, let's say updating the data, inserting the records, or like the task which I need to perform very frequently or on daily basis. So you have a predefined set of codes which you use, and so you just need to execute that code to make the changes in the database or in the tables. Okay. So when you insert, update, delete, when you have such tasks to perform on daily basis, you can simply create a code of that for the tables, predefined set of codes. So what is a stored procedure? I can say when you have repetitive tasks to perform, like insert, update, delete, you create a stored procedure for that. And when, let's say when you create these database objects, you should follow naming convention. So let's say if I want to have this view, I should say vw underscore tech data. That it's a view. For table, it is tbl underscore table name. For the stored procedure, it will be sp underscore stored procedure name. Okay? It's a database object. Stored procedures can't be called inside the functions. Can't be used in functions. But functions can be used inside stored procedures. Stored procedures. Okay. Okay. Now, stored procedure can be called or is called, I should say SP is called using exec or execute command. Can't be called using select statement. Okay. Okay. So now let's do one thing. Let's create a stored procedure for. Okay. What I will do, I will create a procedure. Let's say without parameter. So I will say create procedure. That's the syntax. Like you create a view, you will create a procedure. Then you will give the procedure name. So again, let's say I'm giving tech underscore, or I should say top 5 products. Okay? As then you will say begin and you will say end. Now whatever you need to write, whatever you want to show in the output, that will come inside begin and end. Okay? So I will say select star from table order as a, and I will say a dot top 5 products, right? Product and sum of a dot sales as total underscore sales group by a dot product. Done. Okay. So this will give me total sales of each product. I will, let's say, order by, or let's say this is the analysis I'm saying, total product sales. I will create a procedure for that. I'll say execute, command completed successfully. Okay. So if I refresh this, and if you go to programmability, you can say stored procedures. See, product underscore sales is my stored procedure. Now I cannot call it using the select statement. It has to be executed using the exec command. So I will say exec and the name of the stored procedure, which is product sales. Done. See, so it is, so when you have a repetitive task to perform, like insert, update, delete, I've just shown you how to create a procedure. But if you have repetitive task to perform, you can simply create a procedure for that. And we will attempt one question regarding this key, how we'll do this. But yeah. Okay. Let's say someone is on the non-tech and he doesn't understand the syntax at all from the business team. What you can do, you can create a procedure for that. Let's say top 5 sales or product sales. And he just tell him this is the name of the procedure and give him the access and say just use exec command before that. This much can be done. So create a procedure. For all database objects, you need permissions. Okay. So this is a very basic thing that I've told you. Let's now make it with parameter. Okay. Let's say you want to share an analysis. Like user wants to do analysis on its own. Okay. So you can do the analysis and just tell him to give the parameters. So with parameters, let's say I'll say create procedure and the procedure name be sp underscore. I'm giving the name as let's say top and cat sp underscore cat. That is what this procedure will do is this will allow the user to basically filter to get the data as per the whichever category he gives the input. Okay. So as and I'm saying begin and end. Okay. So here I will give the arguments. How can I define the arguments? If I use double at the rate, okay, double at the rate are what? Global variables. If I say single at the rate, those are local variables and those are variables which I'm defining. So I'm saying let's say cat and I'm giving the data type. So let's say it is varchar 20. Clear? How you'll define the parameters is give the name of the variable using single at the rate and then give the data type varchar. Now I will write what I want in the output. So I will say select star from TBL order as a, then I will say where a dot category equals to, here I used to give what? Technology, office supplies, furniture. Now the user can want any of it. The user can be client, like any category data he can want, right? So what you can do is you can say, just give the parameter, you have given the parameter, right? So you can say simply take the values from the parameter. Whatever the input I will be given over here, those value, that input will be taken in the where clause for filtering. So I've done it. Now I'll execute this, create procedure sp underscore cat. Done. It is created. Now I will say execute sp underscore cat. You are able to see the stored procedure cat, and then you are able to see the parameters also which I have defined. So I will say at the rate of cat is what I am saying furniture. Okay. Sorry, it's only this one. I need to execute that. This is what furniture data. If I say office supplies, this will show me what? Only office supplies data. See? So this is dynamic. User is able to see the data as per his own understanding, like whatever input is giving among the categories. Okay. Parameters. Yeah, so parameter is nothing. If you want to define a parameter, so inside the parenthesis, you need to use single at the rate and give the parameter name. Yeah, so I have given the name over here as cat. This means cat, and here after that you need to give the data type of that parameter. Maximum number of characters is 20. That parameter can take. We can take what? No. That's the maximum limit I have allowed. Okay. Yeah. We'll come to that. We can define a number of arguments. Okay. Now let's say I am creating another procedure. And I'm saying sp underscore top underscore n underscore prod underscore cat. Let's say this is the name of the procedure I'm giving. So now you can select the category also, and from that category you can decide how many top customers, uh, not customers, let's say products, how many top products you want. If you want to say category is tech and you want to say top 3, top 5, top 6, you can define that number over here. Okay, so how many parameters I have? I have two parameters. One is I have cat and data type is varchar, let's say 20, comma, what's the next? Product and data type is integer. Why product? I need to show top 5 product for each category, let's say, or top 2 products. So that number top 2, 3, 4, 5, that has to change dynamically. So for that I need a parameter. Now category has to change dynamically. For that I need a parameter. So I've defined for the category data type is varchar, max number of characters allowed is 20. For the top n, the data type is int, and I will say as begin end. So select star from table order as a, and I will say यहाँ पे a dot product sum of a dot sales as total underscore sales. Then I need what? Where at the rate where a dot category equals to at the rate of cat. It will take the category value from the cat parameter. Group by a dot product, order by total sales, descending, and I need what? Top, let's say 5. But this has to be dynamic. So inside the parenthesis, I will say at the rate of n. Now, whatever value the user will give, it will take those many top number of products. Clear? Now I will execute this. So let me just call it exec sp underscore top. Was the first parameter. You don't use parenthesis over here, okay? In the stored procedure while executing it. Category, I am saying it's let's say technology. Then next parameter is what? How many top products you want from the technology? I want top 2. Yeah. So what I will do, I will execute this. How many? Top 2. If I want top 4 from the tech, I can get top 4. If I want top 4 from the let's say office supplies, I can get. So user now is able to do the analysis as per his own understanding. So there are only 2 products in the office supplies. That is why 2. Clear? Like this, you can basically give a number of parameters as per the requirement of the analysis. If you want to share this, so what you can do is now instead of sharing multiple reports, like if you're given the access for stored procedure, usually you are not. Okay? But let's say if you are, you can simply create a procedure and give the access to that particular user. And you can basically, instead of sharing the code, you can simply give the name of the stored procedure. Okay. So is everyone clear till this point? What? This? Because this top 5, top 6, top 7. What is 756? Integer only. Earlier I was doing with integer. But that was not dynamic. I'm taking the parameters from the, I'm taking the input from the parameters over here. Okay. Guys, clear? Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, what did you tell about the global variable?
Okay. Nothing as such for now. Just understand that's basically if you want to define a global variable, you have to use double at the rate. So like double at the rates are used for global variables. We will see that. But
Okay,
if you
sir.
want to define a parameter or a local variable, for that you'll be using at the rate of and define a parameter. So the scope of this single cat is limited to this procedure only. That's it. Clear, Garima?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say what one more thing I can do over here. Let me define a procedure. I can say create procedure, and I can say drop, or what I can do over here in the tables. Okay. So let's say if I say create procedure, procedure name is so it's a question is or drop table customer not drop. Let me define what question we can think of. So let's say procedure name. I will give some name as SP. I'm giving the name as SP, and I'm saying as begin end. Okay. So certain task I'll align to this. I will say I'm trying to create a multiple task, and I'm trying to create a procedure for that at a table level, right? So I am saying let's have this customer table columns. Okay. So what I am saying is ki select star into customer underscore new. Just understand that ki, yeah,
City procedures for the
CTs.
in the form, so the table form.
TT inside the procedure. But then again, you need to use select statement for that. You can do that, try that, but it won't make any sense. Because ideally, I'm just giving an example. In very rare scenarios, we do that. We share this code with the client. Usually, you're not given the permission to create a stored procedures. Ideally, mainly the stored procedures are used to work on the like at the table level in deleting the records, updating the records, or inserting the records to maintain the data integrity as such. I can say. Okay? So I'm saying select star into customer new from customer. Okay? So what I'm doing over here, I'm creating a copy of a table. Okay? I am creating a copy of a table. My new table name is customer new, and it will have the entire data of the customer table. Okay? This is first thing, and then I'm saying drop table customer. Okay? So let's say these two tasks I'm doing in a single procedure. I'm creating a copy of a table that is updating my data, let's say, and then I'm deleting the existing table. Okay? So I will create a procedure sp underscore, let's say, table underscore update. So update table. Okay? Now, command completed successfully. That means my stored procedure is created. Now I will execute this. So I'll say execute and execute sp underscore update table. Okay. I just need to execute this name. It will automatically drop that table, create a copy and drop that table. So if I say execute, okay. So in that case, what I can do is drop table customer. It is referenced by foreign key constraint. Again, the same thing. So I can say, so first part is done. So I can say alter table customers, and then I can say alter, or I can say drop constraint. Name of the constraint primary key is pk underscore cust. Okay. Then I am saying drop table customer. Okay. 3 steps I've included. So I can't do it as such directly. So let me drop my procedure for that, or I have to update that. Drop procedure. Done. Now just execute this. Okay. There is table which already exists. So there are certain things, all different things which are done, which I'll show you in the last question of the case study. But let me drop this table also. Drop table customers underscore for now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now let's execute this. Let's execute this. Okay, then I need to remove the constraint of the foreign key also. Then I'll say alter table sales dropped constraint. Let me now try to execute this. Done. So this is how I defined my one procedure. What it will do. So this is also incomplete, but I have just given an example. Okay. So what I have done is I have said कि first get a copy of a table. That is whatever data is present, just get the new data updated. Then I'm saying whatever the old table was, I need to drop that table. That was the task, but it was referenced by keys. Correct. So what I will do is I am saying key basically first drop the foreign key constraint, then drop the primary key constraint, and then drop the customer table because it was stopping me from dropping that customer table. The constraints was stopping me. So that's what I have done over here. Clear? Code was affected. If I check now, my bootcamp may refresh tables. So I have a customer underscore new table. So when you have task like updating, deleting, or inserting records, or basically keeping the data integrity check, or you want to, whenever you want to fill the data in the tables, after applying certain calculations, for that also you can define the stored procedures. Okay? So you ultimately the point is you don't have to write the entire piece of code every day. It just once you define it and you can simply just execute it. Okay? It will do the work. I hope everyone is clear with the stored procedure part. We will see one question on this also. But yeah, till this point, is everyone clear? Yes, I have told you the properties of the foreign key and the primary key. You cannot drop a table if it is linked by a foreign key constraint. Right? Online guys, clear till this point? So see, all these steps you have seen. I've just created this one is the new one. How to create a copy of a table. Just use the into after the star and give the new table name and from which table you want to get the data. Okay? All these thing alter commands you have seen. Alter and drop. Okay. Online guys, clear or not? Till this point, stored procedure part. Okay. So it's 11:05. Let's have a break and everyone be back by 11:25. Okay. 25. Okay. So guys, what we will do now is we will do a end-to-end case study. Okay. So let me just show you the case study once. So this is the case study we'll be doing. These are the tables I have over here, right? So I have a customer table. Same names but different values. Okay? I mean, this is order ID, this is order item ID, this is product ID, and this is supplier ID. Okay? So I have these 5 tables, and what all analysis I need to do over here is, yeah. So basically, I need to answer all these questions. So I have around 37 questions in this sheet. In this case study, we'll be attempting all of this. So this will also be a kind of revision of yours. Okay? It will be covering each and every concept from DDL to DML, whatever we have done till now. Okay? Okay. So I have those 5 tables. Let's say if we do not have the code file, if we have the data in the form of CSV files, how we can import those into the SQL server. Okay? So what I will do is, I will first create a database. Okay? Let me create database, and I will give the name to database as end-to-end underscore end-to-end underscore, let's say main. Okay? That's the name of the database. So this database is now created. Let me refresh. End-to-end May, and it has currently no tables, right? 0 tables. So what I will do is, if you see over here, I have these 5 tables in the CSV format, comma separated value. I will import these into the SQL server in this particular database. So this is the database. Which database? End-to-end May. I will say right click and I will go to task. After that task, I have that option of import data. Okay, I'll click on import data. This window will open up, and here it is asking for the data source. So my data source is what? A CSV file. If you have a CSV or text file, you will go with flat file source in this case. Okay. So I will select what is my data source? Flat file source. Next. Then browse the file name in that data source. I will browse the location for this. Text files. I will say CSV files. These are the files. I will say customer. I want to import. Open. Next. So this is how my data looks like in that customer table. Then next again, and destination you need to select as SQL Server native client 11. Okay, that's my destination. Okay, so I am, if you have a SQL Server authentication like on the cloud, if you are importing it, you can use SQL Server authentication, user ID and password. But I am doing it in the local server, so it's a Windows authentication. This is my server name. Okay. And you can also see over here, if this is my database. Also, you can, if you by mistake, if you have selected any other database, you can change the name over here. Database, you want to import this. Okay. So this is my server name. Now what I will do is I will say next. Okay. Now if I go to edit mappings, okay, you are able to see the data type over here, and you can change the data type from here while importing the data only. Okay. So it is varchar. So when you import the data using import data option, we had import data option, all the columns will be of varchar data type, whether it is continuous, numeric, or categorical. All the columns will be of varchar data type. Okay. So that means either you can change it from here, or you have to change it. Like for in each select query, if you want to have an aggregation of any continuous variable, you have to use cast or convert before applying sum on top of it. Okay. So yeah, so these are fine with varchar because all these are text only, and I will say okay, and I will. So you can change the data type from here. Okay, and I can say next, and I will say finish. So 91 rows transferred. This table is imported. Close. Okay. If I refresh my database end-to-end May, and if I expand this in the tables, you are able to see customer table. Okay. If I fetch data from customer table, let's say select star from PBL. Sorry. I need to change my database. It has to be end-to-end May TBL underscore customer. So right now it is not picking it up because I have to close the session and then restart the session to get me the suggestions of the table names. Huh? One second, I'll do that. What's the name? One second. I think if I say just customer, yeah, it is showing me. The name was incorrect. Yeah, it's correct. So my data has been imported. Next thing, what I will do is I will say another. So I used this option earlier, import data. Now import flat file is an intelligent option. It will assign the data types intelligently. So if it is numeric, accordingly tiny int, big int, but it is not always correct. Okay, but you can always check it once. So location of the file, I am saying customer. Now I'm saying order item. Okay, open. What is the schema? Database object. Next, you are able to see the preview of the data over here. Now I have checked this option. Use rich data type detection may provide a closer type fit. That means it will provide you, like in most of the cases, the data type provided will be correct. That is what it means. Okay. So you just need to verify this. So you can see here, all the columns are not a varchar. It has intelligently detected and assigned the data type as this. Okay. Do you see any problem with this over here? Any problem with the data types? What major problem you can see? Time. Right? So I will say if it is discount, I want to have it as a float. Yeah. Okay. You can also assign the primary key. You have that option. Which column you want to take as a primary key. Okay. You don't have to write the code for that. In which column you don't want to allow the nulls. That also you can check over here. Okay. So I will say next. Finish. But it is returning me an error. Now let's understand what the error is. It is not importing the data. Okay. If I click on error, it is saying the given value 256 of type string from the data source cannot be converted to type tiny int. Why? Because जो tiny int है, we saw in the data type कि tiny int की range क्या है 0 to 255. उससे ज्यादा है तो convert नहीं कर पा रही है tiny int में. So that means it has to be int or small int. For column 1, it is also mentioning order ID. ठीक है? Okay, let's say. So I'll say okay. I'll go back and order ID. So from tiny int, I will make it int. Let's say. ठीक है? Next, finish. Done. Data is inserted. So order item I have inserted now. Again, task. So this is a smart option. Import flat file for the CSV files. This is for the CSV files only. Browse orders. Open. Next. Okay. Yeah, good to go. Next. Finish. Done. Next task. Import flat file. So I imported orders, then product. Open. Next. Next. See, is discontinued 0 and 1. It has smartly taken it as a bit. Okay. Next. Finish. Supplier. Why checked? Allow nulls were also checked, right? So for some of the columns, that's a finish. Done. Okay. Okay, then let me refresh my database. I have imported all the tables, and these are my tables. Everyone clear with this? How to import the CSV files into the SQL Server? Okay. So let's say I want to have understanding of the data. So top 1 star, customer. So I have customers, then I have not detecting. Let me just disconnect and then check. Order item, still not. Right. So what I will do is let me save this file. Control S and yeah, let me save it as end-to-end part 1. Okay. Save. This file is saved. Let me close down the session. Let me open this again. Because it is not giving me the suggestions. So for that, I'm doing this. From customer and then the tables. What all tables I'm having? Order item. So customers, let's say, let me take orders or product. Then I will take orders. I'm just arranging them for my convenience so that I can understand order item and then the supplier. To execute this, so I have all these 5 tables. Now, if you see, all these have ID column common, but also have the same values. But that does not mean you will connect these on the basis of the ID. Because this is customer ID, this is order ID. Product ID, this is order ID, this is order item ID, and this is supplier ID. These are different. Okay?
सर
Yeah.
सर हम सारी टेबल्स एक साथ इंपोर्ट नहीं कर सकते, हमें एक एक करके इंपोर्ट करनी पड़ेगी.
Yes.
आप एक बार कीज में क्लिक करें, कौन सी प्राइमरी की है, लाइक इंपोर्ट करने के बाद इसने अपने आप ही किसको,
कीज तो डिफाइन ही नहीं करी ना हमने. कहाँ डिफाइन करी?
तो हम जब वो कर रहे होंगे जॉइन से ये सब परफॉर्म कर रहे होंगे तो उसमें कीज तो डिफाइन.
That is should be in your head which column you're using for the joins. And always joins are not performed on the basis of keys only. Keys का concept है data integrity maintain करना. Analysis का point of view से नहीं होगा. When you're inserting the data into the table in the database to maintain that data integrity, that is the point of the constraint and the keys. How the two tables are related to each other. Okay. Okay, let's start. So question 1.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
Yeah.
सर वन मोर. आपने ये बताया था कि वो अपने आप ही डाटा टाइप को फैच कर रहा है, तो
हाँ.
वो हमने इंपोर्ट फ्लैट फाइल करके किया था और इंपोर्ट डाटा कर रहे थे, तो फिर वो अपने आप वैर ले रहा था सब कुछ, ऐसा ही है.
हाँ. सब इंपोर्ट डेटा में सारे कॉलम्स को बाय डिफॉल्ट वैर ही लेगा वो.
अच्छा.
इंपोर्ट फ्लैट फाइल में सीएसवी फाइल्स का डेटा टाइप है, वो इंटेलिजेंटली डिटेक्ट कर रहा है. बट कहीं कहीं पे वो भी गड़बड़ कर रहा है ना, मिस्टेक कर रहा है. सो वी हैव टू जस्ट क्रॉस चेक इट वंस.
ओके सर.
Okay, guys, let's do it. List all customers. Which table I will require? Basic query. Select star from customers as A. What else? What now? That's it. I need to share it with someone. No? Will I share the data set? What I need to show? I need to concatenate these two. So list all customers. So I can say a.id, comma, I can say concat with separator, and I'm saying space as separator, and a dot first name, comma, a dot last name as just underscore name. Then I can have a dot city, a dot country, and a dot, or it is just asking me all customers, no? So I can just have what? These customer details नहीं मांग रहा. So these are the customers. ठीक है. अगर यहाँ पे आपको शो करना है तो you can show other details. Let me show it. A dot phone number, city, country, a dot city, and a dot what? Phone number. So this I'll share. ठीक है. Clear? No, view क्यों use करेंगे? In fact, like sometimes you just share the file only. For sharing, say if you see talking about the output, this is right click, copy with head, save result as. You can save the result in a form of file. Okay. You won't be creating view for that. You don't have the permission. Okay. Question 1 clear. List all customers. Then question 2. Okay. So we have done this already. So if it is just asking for that customer wala, so let me just same as it is. And I can remove this from here. So this is question 1 and this is question 2. Okay. List the first name, last name, and the city of all customers. First name, last name. We'll remove this. Let me keep country also. Yeah, this one. Okay. Or you can even concatenate country and city if you want. Third question. Which concept? List the customers in Sweden. Which table? Which table? Country table. Customer में what? Correct. Filtering on the raw data. Customers as a where a dot what country equals to Sweden. So these are the customers in Sweden.
So question का मतलब नहीं समझा.
List the customers. How many?
उसके बाद
That's not for this one. Not SQL Server. Case sensitive होता है ना Redshift में.
अच्छा रेडशिफ्ट
Redshift के लिए है ये. ठीक है. Redshift में case sensitive होता है. Not in SQL. Yeah. So again, you guys can basically have this like this one in the form of a report.
सर अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट को एक बार चेक क्लियर
Guys, do I need to check the distinct? Yes or no? Why? Customer table will have only unique customers. Customer name may be same, but customer ID will always be unique. Filtering then. Now tell me, create a copy of supplier table. Update the city to Sydney for supplier starting with letter P. Which table I require? Supplier. Select star from supplier as a. So what I need to do? I need to create a copy of this table. How can I create a copy? What into? How can I create a copy of a table? I've shown you this before the break. Create table. Select star into. Then what will come? New table name. So I'm naming as supplier underscore copy. Okay? From which table? Supplier. Okay? So this is what? Copy of supplier table. Okay? Done. 29 rows affected. This copy is created. Refresh. Supplier copy. Okay. Now it is saying update the city to Sydney for supplier starting with letter P. ये कहाँ पे करना है? Supplier copy में करना. कैसे करेंगे? Okay, let's say select update set. ठीक है. First, let's see select star from supplier copy as a. If you see this thing, क्या update करना है? City to Sydney. ठीक है. ठीक है. So I will say यहाँ पे क्या? I will say update what supplier copy. Update के साथ कौन सा कीवर्ड यूज होगा? Set what? City. City to what? Sydney. Condition क्या है? Supplier starting with letter P. Supplier starting with letter P. Okay. Contact name, right? I need contact name. So I'll say a dot. Not a. यहाँ पे I need contact name like P%. Starting with letter P. P and after that any number of characters. First letter should be P. Suppliers starting with letter P. So 2 rows affected over the name case. Let's say if I just look into it. Okay. Yes. Supplier copy. So if you see company name starting with P, that's Melbourne Australia. And if I say contact name starting with P, that's UK, Sydney. So ultimately it will be company name then. Then it will be company name because it is not replacing it correctly. UK में Sydney नहीं है ना, Australia में है. So it has to be then company name. If it is not mentioned, that's how you can check. So what I can do, where company name, okay, and let me just drop this table once. Recreate it, drop table, because these are permanent changes. Supplier copy. So this done. 4 was affected. If I check, so wherever it is P, it is updated to Sydney, which was Melbourne earlier. ठीक है.
सर उसके नीचे सिडनी के आगे स्वीडन भी है.
सिडनी के आगे स्वीडन भी है. Then this data is not correct. Sydney, Australia is correct. Then the data is not correct. Huh? Using some functions. Yes, you can correct it, but you need to use update. This syntax only, but you need to have the information for the customers, for the suppliers, which supplier from which country and city. Okay. Guys, clear with the fourth question? Fifth. Create a copy of product table. What's the table name? Product. How can create a copy? Star into product underscore copy from product. 78 was affected. Okay. Now it is saying delete all products with unit price higher than 50. How can I delete? From the product copy, I need to delete. If I say select star from product copy, this is my data. I need to delete those products whose unit price is greater than 50. How can I do that? What's the syntax? क्या यूज करेंगे? Delete. What's the syntax of delete? Top. Drop. No, drop will drop the entire table. What's the syntax of delete?
Delete products where unit price. Delete.
After that, what? Delete के साथ कौन सा कीवर्ड यूज होगा? From. Table name. Product copy. If I do that, it will delete the entire table. Only the structure will be left. Where? What's the column? Unit price greater than 50. It will delete those records जहाँ पे unit price greater than 50 है. So 7 rows are deleted. ठीक है? There are 7 products जिनका unit price greater than 50 है. That's what question 5 is. Guys, by this time you should know these basic syntaxes at least. Sixth, list then see as we are going to grow into the next question, the concept is going to be basically which will whatever we have learned that will be increasing. We'll be applying multiple concepts. Okay, अभी basic revision हो रहा है, so 10-15 questions will be a revision. After that, you need to apply all the concepts together in this case study only. So list the number of customers in each country. Okay, so this is my table. I need to find out what number of customers in each country. So what I need to do, which table I require or which tables I require? Just one table customer. Concept क्या लगेगा यहाँ पे? Summarize, right? Yeah, group by summarize. Summarize by country. Correct. In the output, I want 2 columns: country and the number of customers. So I'll say select star from customers as A and A dot ID, and you can show that on cat वगैरह you can use. ठीक है? ID show करेंगे. Sorry, my bad. My ID correct. I need to group by country. अगर ID भी आएगा bifurcation में तो एक count आ जाएगा ना. Count will be 1 only. So I will say A dot country count of star I can take, or I can take a.id. यहाँ पे आप मैंने बताया था ना काउंट का कहाँ पे कैसे यूज करेंगे. If I take a.id और a यहाँ पे star, it will be same thing because the number of customers, the number of records as cust underscore count. यहाँ पे distinct लेने की जरूरत है नहीं, correct? Because all the customers IDs are unique. Count of country, any column you can take over here. Until you are not taking distinct, it is similar. So I'll say group by a dot country. So these are the number of customers in each country. Clear? List the number of customers in each country sorted. Same cheese. यहाँ पे just I need to do order by. Order by what? Customer count. Descending. High to low. So sorted in descending order. Yeah. नहीं. Understand over here the number of customers is equals to the number of records. आप कोई भी कॉलम पिक करो, काउंट तो सेम ही देगा ना. Until and unless it is not having blank values. So सेफ साइड क्या है, या तो आप स्टार ले लो या वो पर्टिकुलर कॉलम ले लो जिसका काउंट चाहिए. Okay, list the total amount for items ordered by each customer. So these are the data sets. I need what? I need total amount for items ordered by each customer. Total amount कैसे आएगा, यहाँ पे है total amount. So which table is it? This is order table. I need that. By each customer, so it has the customer ID also. ठीक है? Yeah, so I just need one table, which is order table. Select star from orders as a. एक second. Now what? Each customer, so I can take a dot customer ID, not ID, customer ID, and sum of a dot total amount as total underscore AMT, aggregated, non-aggregated, this will go into group by customer ID. So this is the total amount ordered by each customer. Clear? Ninth. List the number of customers in each country. Okay, so I think this will work. Number of customers in each country sorted high to low. तो मैं यहाँ पे हाई टू लो वाला पार्ट हटा देता हूँ फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी तक. ठीक है, कितना क्लियर है? नंबर ऑफ कस्टमर्स इन ईच कंट्री. ओनली इंक्लूड कंट्रीज विद मोर देन 10 कस्टमर्स. एग्रीगेटेड डेटा पे फिल्टर करेंगे. दिस इज माय एग्रीगेटेड डेटा. आई वांट टू फिल्टर ऑन दिस, सो आई विल से हैविंग काउंट ऑफ दिस greater than 10. So these are the countries having the customer count greater than 10. Tenth. List the number of customers in each country except the USA, sorted high to low. Only include countries with 9 or more customers. Number of customers in each country कैसे आएगा? इससे आ जाएगा. ठीक है, बट हमें किस कंट्री का काउंट नहीं चाहिए, तो क्या करेंगे? फिल्टर. फिल्टर किस पे करेंगे? हाँ, कंट्री पे. कौन सा क्लॉज? कौन सा क्लॉज? हैविंग. हैविंग और वेयर. नॉट. या नॉट इन वी विल यूज, और नॉट इक्वल्स टू. Okay. So it is better कि आप पहले कैलकुलेट इट इज बेटर कि आप पहले फिल्टरिंग परफॉर्म कर दो rather than पहले कैलकुलेशन परफॉर्म करके फिर फिल्टरिंग परफॉर्म कर रहे हो अगर पॉसिबल है तो. सो आई विल परफॉर्म फिल्टरिंग ऑन रॉ डेटा. सो वेयर कैसे आता है ग्रुप बाय से पहले. सो आई विल से वेयर व्हाट a डॉट कंट्री not equals to what USA. So it will show me the total customer count for all the countries except the USA. Sorted high to low. Let's say let me do that. Order by cust underscore count descending. ठीक है. अब क्या कह रहा है only include countries with the 9 or more customers. So greater than equals to 9 or more. So aggregated data पे. So having यहाँ पे having what? I cannot use the alias name greater than equals to 9. So these are the countries having the customer count greater than equals to 9. Everyone clear with this query? Question 10.
Why not on multiple countries that will accept me?
Not in.
Not
In. Not in. हाँ कर सकते हैं. So I can say not in also. Not an issue with this. Same output. Okay. Alias name for what? So when you derive a column, you need to give the alias name to it. Whenever you perform any calculation on a column, you need to give the alias name to that column. Having over here I won't use because select statement is executed after having. So having is executed before select. Right? I am able to use alias name customer count in the order by because select statement is executed before order by and after having. That is why. Guys, clear with question 10? List all customers whose first name or last name contains L. First name or last name contains L. So customer table. Select star from customers. First name contains L or last name. So क्या perform करेंगे filtering? Where a dot first name like what? Percent L. That's it. Or a dot last name like percent L. Correct? करेक्ट. एल के बाद भी तो एक परसेंट आएगा ना अदरवाइज इट इज लाइक कि एल लास्ट में है तो परसेंट यहाँ पे भी आएगा यहाँ पे कि एल कैन बी एट द स्टार्टिंग इन बिटवीन और एट द एंड. So that is same as either I or L, right? That's for the alphabet starting. Yeah, any number of characters they can have at the end or at the start. It can be 0 or 1. So if I do that, see, यहाँ पे there's L in the last name, L in the last name, and over customer ID 58 have L in the first name. If you take what? Then which one you want to take? See, if I remove this, what it does, it means that any number of characters before L should be the last characters. Okay. Percent is basically 0 or more characters. Guys, clear with question 11? 12th. List all customers whose average of their total order amount is between 1000 and 1200. Limit your output to 5 results. First, you need to decide which tables you require. Okay? I need all customers whose average of their total order amount. So I have the customer ID in this. Okay. So I will require orders table. Orders as a what I require over here a dot customer ID and average of a dot total amount as average underscore amount ठीक है. What I need to do next? Where? Where? किस चीज की फिल्टरिंग करूंगा?
1000 से 1200 के बीच का
Read carefully question. So I will say group by a dot customer ID and on the summarized data. So this is my summarized data. On this, I'll perform the filtering. I cannot use aggregate function on the left hand side in where. I can use it in having. Having of what? Average of this is greater than equals to what? Or is between. So I'll say between 1000 and 1200. So 1000 and 1200 are included. So I have 89 rows. Let's see. Now I have only 10 rows. So there are 10 customers whose average amount is between 1000 and 1200. Now I need to show the top 5. So I'll say order by average underscore amount descending. This will sort the data in descending order. And from here, I just want top 5 customer IDs. Done. So I have the top 5. Clear with question number 12?
Sir, limit, अगर आप specific number पे कर रहे हो, it is necessary to do order by.
Yes. अगर आप
उसके top 5 करेंगे.
तो randomly top 5 pick कर ले, मतलब वो सिर्फ top क्या कर रहा है? Top keyword. Top 5 is it just picking the top 5 rows. You are making it bottom 5, top 5 or any random data on the basis of the order by only.
वो अपना filter out की कर सकता है किसी के top.
Okay. Guys, clear? Question 12. 13th. List all suppliers in the USA, Japan, and Germany, ordered by country from A to Z and by company name in reverse order. Which table? Customer table. Supplier table. We have country, but किसको list करना है? Okay. In USA, Japan, and Germany, कैसे? Where? Raw data पे करेंगे ना? Where A dot country in USA, multi-valid operator, Japan, Germany. Then what? Order by country. So order by A dot country. By default, it is in the ascending order, A to Z, and company name in reverse order. So A dot company name in descending order. So first, it will sort the country in ascending order. Then within each country, it will sort the company name of the supplier in descending order. So you can say first, it has sorted on the basis of what? Country in ascending order. Then supplier company name in descending order. Right? Alphabetically, it is in descending order. Clear with question 13th? 14th. Show all orders. ठीक है, sorted by total amount, the largest amount first within each year. Let's say orders table. What data orders table is having? Alphabetically. H N O P. Descending. Country name is in ascending order, so by default it is ascending if I do not pass any keyword in the order by, comma, then after that within each country company name will be in descending order. If you remember in Excel, sorting is happening in levels. So यहाँ पे भी sorting levels में हो रही है. Select star from orders. Okay, I have order date. It is saying show all orders sorted by total amount, the largest amount first within each year. Within each year ना, so कैसे करेंगे? चलो टेबल क्लियर हो गई, ऑर्डर्स टेबल आउटपुट में चाहिए. आउटपुट में कितने कॉलम्स होंगे?
Total amount और एक clear.
We'll have total amount.
Clear.
We will have order details. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then total amount, correct? And then we'll sort this in descending order. ठीक है. One second. So ये कैसे करेंगे? I will say this as a star, and then I'm taking, yes, group by करेंगे, year of a dot order date as year underscore, just to show you. Something not required because order IDs are unique. So some is not required. I'm not doing this at the customer level. This is at the order level. Now this will show me the year. Then what? Order by. अब order by में sorting कैसे होगी? Levels में. It will be year underscore and then ID, order ID. Sorry, not order ID. Amount, A dot, total amount in descending order, and year will be in ascending order. Okay. So within each year, let's say my amount with each year is sorted in ascending order. For each year, the amount is sorted in descending order, highest to lowest. Clear? So if you see, yeah. So if you see over here, 14, 14, 13. This is the lowest amount in descending order. For 13th year 2013, 14 में फिर से maximum से start हो रहा है. ठीक है? Guys, clear with question number 14? Okay. 15th. So products with unit price greater than 50 are not selling despite promotions. You are asked to discontinue products over $25. Write a query to reflect this. क्या करेंगे? क्या करेंगे? So let's just select star from product copy. Let's see what all data I'm having over here. It is saying that you are asked to discontinue products over $25. So we have a column over here which is discontinued. So wherever it is 0, I need to make it 1. Wherever it is greater than 25. Correct? So how can I perform that? Where? Update. Update what? Product copy. Set. Set what? Is discontinued. Good. Is discontinued equals to 1. That means 1 means it is discontinued, 0 means not discontinued. इनको करना है where unit price greater than 25. So 21 rows affected. Let me check. तो जहां पे भी greater than 25 है, greater than 25. Let's say 40, 30. All these are 1 discontinued. It was discontinued earlier only. Earlier. We did not do anything over here. Okay, so if you will see for the 19, it is 0. So it was discontinued पहले से. We have just updated the data. 16th. List top 10 most expensive products. So which table I will require? Product table. Update is updating the existing value. That was updated and that was already updated. I mean, that product may be not selling so much, so it is discontinued. So it was the data, like if you see in the product table. So it is which one? 21.35, which is chef and things. See, it is already discontinued beforehand. Okay, we did not do anything to this product. select star from product. It's okay. List top 10 most expensive products. So this is the price, CP, cost price. How will I tell the top 10 most expensive products? Order by unit price, descending, and top 10 star. So these are the top 10 products in terms of unit price. Okay. So top 10 most expensive products. 17th. Get all but the 10 most expensive products sorted by price. That means except the top 10 that I got in 16, I want all other products. How will I do this? तो इसको कैसे कैसे पहले ये तो कॉन्सेप्ट कैसे व्हाट आर द कॉन्सेप्ट्स विद व्हिच वी कैन डू दिस टेल मी कैसे कर सकते हैं इसको कौन कौन से कॉन्सेप्ट यूज कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे so we do not have a large function over here कॉन्सेप्ट बताओ कॉन्सेप्ट बताओ मेरे को ना जो हमने पढ़े हैं कॉन्सेप्ट लास्ट 2 क्लासेस में वो मेरे को बताओ कौन से यूज होंगे यहाँ पे ओके कैन आई डू इट यूजिंग सब क्वेरी कैन आई अचीव दिस आउटपुट यूजिंग सब क्वेरी यस और नो कर सकते हैं चलो इनलाइन से या ऑर्डिनरी से वी विल सी चलो ठीक है कर सकते हैं ठीक है सेकंड कैन वी डू इट यूजिंग विच आर द कॉन्सेप्ट विंडो फंक्शन गुड रैंक विंडो फंक्शन व्हाट एल्स और कौन सा कॉन्सेप्ट यूज कर सकते हैं सेम आउटपुट अचीव करने के लिए कैन आई यूज सेट्स और यूज भी करेंगे तो कौन सा सेट यूज करूंगा मैं यहाँ पे एक्सेप्ट व्हाट एल्स आई कैन यूज नो केस स्टेटमेंट तो कंडीशंस के लिए होता है ना केस स्टेटमेंट से नहीं कंडीशन के बेसिस पे कॉलम डेराइव करना है यहाँ पे मैं कॉलम थोड़ा डेराइव कर रहा हूँ तो डेटा फिल्टर कर रहे हैं ना या आउटपुट जो कहिए कैन आई डू इट यूजिंग जॉइंस या I will put some time, give some time to this question. ठीक है? From whatever questions come from next times, you will be basically understanding कि which concept I can use. ठीक है? So see, ठीक है इतने हो गए. अब इनको चेक कर लेते हैं. बाकी क्या बचा? ठीक है. Rare condition. ठीक है. Okay, we'll see. सब query से करते हैं पहले. सब query. ठीक है? ब्रेक डाउन कर लेते हैं. हमें क्या कह रहा है? Get all but the 10 most expensive products sorted by price. ठीक है? सो सारे प्रोडक्ट्स चाहिए ना पहले तो एक मेरी क्वेरी क्या होगा यहाँ पे आई से सेलेक्ट स्टार फ्रॉम प्रोडक्ट एज ए दिस विल गिव मी व्हाट ऑल दी प्रोडक्ट्स अब मेरे को फिल्टर करना है क्या फिल्टर करना है टॉप 10 नहीं होने चाहिए वेयर व्हाट क्या टॉप 10 नहीं होने चाहिए प्रोडक्ट आईडी सो आई विल से a.id नॉट इन व्हाट आई कैन ट्रीट दिस एज अ सब क्वेरी और यहाँ पे क्या होना चाहिए टॉप 10 की जगह क्या होना चाहिए आईडी सो दिस इज गिविंग मी व्हाट टॉप 10 आईडीज प्रोडक्ट आईडी मेरे को ये नहीं चाहिए तो नॉट इन इट विल फिल्टर ऑल दी आईडीज एक्सेप्ट दीज टॉप 10 so which will give me the same output see so I had 7 how many rows I have over here in the product table total number of rows is 78 so that means it is correct I have only 68 now and the top 10 IDs are not even present over here. So I can do it using subquery. Yeah, what was the second method? Window function rank. So I've used ordinary subquery. Na? Okay, again rank window function. So I need to give the ranking in case of unit price. So star, comma, and I can say rank. Which rank I should use over here? Let me use dense rank because I would not like to skip any product. अगर rank skip हो गई तो मेरा product जो product है वो भी skip हो जाएगा. So I will go with dense rank. अगर मैं rank use करूंगा, if the two products having the same unit price, so ideally they should have the same rank, and the next rank should not be skipped. So dense rank over. So order by clause is mandatory because मैं data set level पे कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. Order by unit price descending as rank underscore. ठीक है? So ranking हो गई top to bottom, highest to lowest. Okay, what I need to do now? I cannot use window functions in the where or having clause. So what I need to do? What I need to do next? I need to use this output for filtering. So I have to declare this output as a table. So inline subquery. So I will say select star from and I will give the name as E. I have declared the output of my this. I have basically declared this query as inline subquery. Now I can filter. I have a rank column. I can say where t dot rank greater than 10. So it will give me all the products except top 10. 68 rows, same output. Clear with window functions? Next, sets. So A minus B. What is A? A is what? All the products. What is B? Top 10. Top 10 what? Star. Because except my number of columns should be same. ठीक है?
Sir, ID है. Sir, top 10,
Okay. एक second. So let's say if I just execute this, I can see I have what are the top 10. Let me check what are the top 10. So 38, 29, 9, 20. Just remember these. Okay? Now A minus B. 38, 29 are still there. They should not be there in the output. They should not be in the output. Correct? So क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? ये जो top 10 star हो रहा है ना, it is idly picking up the top 10 rows. ये जो order by हो रहा है ना, ये बाद में हो रहा है यहाँ पे. So first it is performing the set operation and then it is doing the order by. That is the problem when you use order by. ठीक है? Which is not the case with where or where clause. But यहाँ पे order by में ये situation है तो आप क्या करोगे? इस output को आप एक table declare करोगे. So I'll say select star from and I will say as t. Now if you will check, you are not getting 38, 29 and you are having 68 rows. Okay? So there is no 38 and there is no 29. Clear? So this is how you can perform this using the set. Coming to the joins part. Set वाला clear है सबको? Guys, is set clear to everyone? Coming to the joins part. So let's say what I need to have everything from table A, right? What should be the table B? Top 10. Top 10 should be my table B. So this should be my table B. And I don't need these. I just need one column. Na? So this is everything. And this I'm just taking ID. Done. Okay? Because I don't need the entire all the columns. I just need ID. These are my top 10 IDs. अगर मैं इसमें left join करता हूँ, what will happen? What will happen? The products which are not in the top 10 will be what? Null. Right? Then I can just filter for the null. That will also give me rest of them except the top 10. So I can say left join and this. This will be what? This will be a table. This query output will be a table which I'll give the alias name as T, let's say. Now on which column I'll perform the join? A dot ID equals to T dot ID.
इनर जॉइंट भी पॉसिबल है?
नहीं, इनर जॉइन तो सिर्फ 10 रिकॉर्ड देगा ना आउटपुट में
तो मैच है
जो मैच्ड है. So I have the null and जो मैप हो रहे हैं उनका वैल्यू आ रहा है आईडी का. So I am saying now where t dot id is null. ठीक है, and I just want to display what a dot star. Correct? Only the columns from table A and not from table T. So 78 rows. Now check how many rows I'm having. 68. Same output. So I've done it using joins also. So same question can be solved by different approaches and different concepts. See. Guys, clear with question number 17? Everyone? That is what I told you in the previous class to revise everything whatever we have covered in the advanced concepts. ठीक है? Clear or not? 17th part. Any doubt? Anyone? At the back? Okay, then 18th. Okay, before going to 18th, let me show you a very simple way of doing this also. Okay, what I want is, I want top 10 products. I want all the products except top 10, correct? So select star, order by unit price. But I won't suggest you to use this. If you have only unique records, then only do this. If you don't, then don't. Then don't attempt this. Okay? If you have unique unit prices, then only you can attempt this one. So I can say offset 10 rows.
यूनिक में रिस्ट्रिक्ट करके नहीं कर सकते
Unique in the sense,
क्या हम कह रहे हैं
if two unit prices, if two products have the same unit price, then उस केस में मैं मना कर रहा हूँ. So I am saying कि offset 10 rows. That is start from the 11th row or 11th product, and I have sorted my data in descending order. So it also will give you the same output. 68, and you won't be able to see any top 10 IDs over here. Simple. Yeah, you have to be very sure with the data when you're using this. Clear? So it is just offsetting 10 rows from the top. 18th. Get the 10th to 15th most expensive products sorted by price. So एक concept इसमें क्या होगा? Rank window function. सब क्वेरी से नहीं होगा. नहीं होगा ना. रैंक विंडो फंक्शन से ही होगा. और कैसे कर सकते हैं? या मोस्टली रैंक विंडो फंक्शन ही एक ऑप्शन है यहाँ पे आपके पास ना, इन बिटवीन का. सो कैसे करेंगे? सेम. सेट यू नीड टू गेट द 10 to 15 ना. नहीं, सेट से होगा ही नहीं. सो रैंक विंडो फंक्शन, देन आई वांट व्हाट? t dot rank between 10 and 15. So 10 to 15. See, even if they're repetitive, that works. ठीक है? अगर आपकी रैंकिंग यूनिक है तो आप ये वाला भी यूज कर सकते हो. So you can basically use this also. You can say कि offset 9 rows, that is start from 10th row, and then how many rows you want? 5, right? So you want 10, 6, 10 to 15. So you will say fetch next 6 rows only. Okay? More or less you have the same, but यहाँ पे number of records कम है क्योंकि उसमें duplicate prices थे. So preferred method कौन सा होगा? Rank window function. ठीक है? Guys, clear with question number 18? Nineteenth. Write a query to get the number of supplier countries. Do not count duplicate values. How many supplier countries are there? Which table? Supplier. Select star from supplier. I need to count what? supply countries, number of supply countries, and it should not contain duplicate values. So I will say count of what? Distinct A dot country. So there are 29 rows. There are total, yeah, distinct country. So there are 16 distinct countries in the supply table. Question number 20. Find the total sales cost in each month of the year 2013. Order table. In each month of the year 2013. So what I need? Month and year. और कौन सा specific year होना चाहिए? So I have to do filtering for what year? 2013. So where year of A dot order date equals to what? 2013. 830 rows है. Let's say 2013 का कितना डेटा अपने पास? 408 rows. ठीक है? अब I need to find the total sales cost. So I don't need to have year in the select statement because data year तो सिर्फ एक है 2013. I need month. So I will say month. Order date as month underscore sum of A dot total amount as total underscore sales. Aggregated column, non-aggregated will go into group by. Cannot use alias name. So this is giving me the total sales cost. So it is not total sales cost, no. It is total selling price. I need sales cost. So if you check the table, sales cost will be in the order item table, no? Orders table में total amount है, which is SP, selling price. Cost price is what? Unit price into quantity. So I need to have, this is order ID. I have order ID over here in the order item table. So I will merge
Order ID में selling price.
cost price, unit price into quantity. So I will do what first? I will perform the join, right? Which join? Inner. Ideally, whatever orders are in the orders table, those prices are only available in the order item table. You can check it. I have checked it already, but you can check it. It is there. So either you do left, right, or inner. Any join you perform, it will be same. Which table? Order item. As B on A dot ID equals to B dot order ID. Okay. Now sum of what? B dot unit price into B dot quantity as total cost. Okay. So these are the total cost for each month. Month underscore in the ascending column. So these are the total sales cost for each month. Guys, clear? Clear everyone till this point? Okay. So I'll stop for today over here. And from 21 onwards till 35, you guys need to attempt these questions and I'll take it up tomorrow. Okay? Try karo, logic build karo isme, and I'll take these questions tomorrow. So I'll be sharing this today in the class files. Anyone having any query like whatever we discussed today? Clear? From the online guys, clear?